I'm Schneider. Today I have 5 tips that will help you get an A in every single class. If you are in middle school, transitioning to high school already, transitioning from high school to college, then these tips are for you. This is gonna help you get an A. Before we get started, I must let you know that this video is going to particularly be very helpful to high school and college students mostly, and most especially tailored towards college students because I am a college student, currently a junior in college. It could change your life forever. You could become an A student for life. Okay, so if you're in middle school, currently, let's say you're in the 7th or 8th grade, this might be helpful to you, but it will be much more practical when you transfer to your high school. So the first tip, number 1, attend lectures. If you are in college, it is absolutely paramount because in college it's very easy to just slip in and just maybe miss that 8 a.m. course because it was too early or whatever. So do schedule classes for the times that you would be available for. If you would not be an early bird in college, do not take the 8 a.m. classes. Okay, schedule your classes maybe in the afternoon or in the evenings when you know that you will be bright-eyed and awake and ready for lecture. Do not skip lectures. College students especially, this is very, very common among college students. High school, you kind of have to go to high school. The system set up to where you have to go to high school and be in lectures. So stay in class, don't skip class. If you're in high school, do not skip class, okay? The class is boring right now, but it's not going to be boring on a test when you cannot answer that question. So make sure you stay in class so you can listen to the teacher and you can understand most of the information and you can do better on your tests. The second tip is to go to tutoring. I know how this sounds. It's like, oh my god, I don't want to ask for help. Like, nobody really wants to ask for help or whatever. But going to tutoring and asking for help doesn't make you any less of a student than anybody else. It doesn't make you any less intelligent than anybody else. If you struggle maybe in the sciences, because most students struggle with science and math, if you're struggling with the sciences or with math, go ahead and go to tutoring. You can go early in the morning to school just for one-on-one time with your teachers, just to ask a couple of questions, get it cleared up. In college, there is a whole system set up for each and every institution, I believe, where you can go to tutoring, or you can schedule tutoring maybe online or in person, or maybe you can go to the student center and ask for help. The tutoring centers in colleges most especially are very helpful because they help you with writing assignments, and they could help you write those English papers, those history papers. Everything that you need is at your fingertips. You just have to explore. Okay, in my school we have Upswing, so you go on to Upswing and you basically just look at the time slots that are available and the teachers or tutors that are available, and then you go ahead and schedule a time with the person that you want to tutor you. Most tutors I know are very patient and really good at explaining the material. You just need a different perspective sometimes on some of the things that the professor maybe runs over or just skips over or puddles over and you really did not get it, it didn't really click. Go ahead and go to tutoring if you need help. My third tip is to read the material. Content is very, very important. I believe that is the whole reason why we have a school system. For college courses, especially the courses that require you to do a lot of reading, maybe psychology, sociology, political science, most of the humanities courses, and most of the history courses that require reading, I suggest that you read the chapters or at least the summary of that chapter before class. Don't read as though you're reading for an exam. Just skim through and then let that sink in overnight. let it steep in and marinate in your brain overnight. And then the next day, trust me, the next day you're going to retain that information better. You'll make connections and the concept is going to be interwoven and it's going to sit well in your brain. But if you go to class every single day for every single lecture clueless, I mean, I did this for one of my classes, I think it was physics, but don't do that. For high schoolers, I don't think you can actually apply this yet because you most likely do not have a syllabus. If your high school offers syllabus or syllabi and you know what exactly you're going to be doing in the next class, then it is advisable that you read that the night before. For college students, this is essential, and it leads me to my next point. Number
4. Always check the syllabus. Always check the syllabus.
Little fact for some high schoolers who do not know yet, in college you actually do have professors who do not go over like the syllabus or whatever, so they just come in and start, you know, lecturing or whatever, and then you sit there lost just because you didn't look at your syllabus. So go ahead and look at your syllabus, download it, save it, highlight what needs to be highlighted. Before the first day of class, all dates from your syllabus should be in your calendar. Everything should be, all the dates for tests and exams and big assessments should be highlighted on your calendar or your planner. Be ready, okay? Nice. My last tip, my last piece of advice is to complete and submit all assignments, all quizzes, all tests, all exams, and all projects. If you want to get an A, there is no beating around the bush with assignments. It would be incredibly hard, almost or practically impossible to get an A in a course if you get a 0 on one of the tests just because maybe you didn't show up or maybe you were late, so the professor just counted that as a 0. That is very painful and I wouldn't wish that on anybody, okay? If you do not take note of your syllabus, then trust me, it's going to be really hard for you to keep up with most of the classes, especially if you're taking numerous classes and everybody kind of have like their own schedule and they have different times when quizzes are due. You're going to get overwhelmed and you might, I'm hoping that you don't, but you might forget 1 or 2 quizzes. You might even miss an exam. God forbid that you miss your midterm exam or the final exam. That would be terrible and you will not get an A in that class. A 60 is better than a 0, okay? A 70 is better than a 0. 82 is better than a 0. Don't let the teacher give you a 0 for any assignments or any quizzes or any tests if you want to get that A. Some professors in college are kind enough to offer extra credit when the courses are more rigorous, but I wouldn't say it should depend entirely on that, but make sure that you're submitting all of your assignments so that in case you fail an exam or a test or a quiz, then the extra credit is going to maybe just boost up that exam, test or quiz that you failed, and then you would still get an A in that class. But if you are already missing assignments and you're still failing some quizzes or assignments and tests, and then you do an extra credit, it is not going to do very much because extra credits are usually not more than 5 points, and it really could not make a difference if you have a 80, let's say you have an 84 in the class and your extra credit gives you 3 points. That doesn't make a difference, you still get a B in that class. But if you have maybe an 89.2 in the class, maybe because you failed 1 exam or you failed 1 assessment, you failed 1 quiz, then that extra credit is going to maybe just boost you up to an A, and that is how you're going to keep getting your A's. Okay, that is for the more rigorous courses. I'm going on a tangent. Okay, if per se you found any of my advice helpful, I would like you to subscribe down below and give this video a like. It helps a lot. It does. I believe we have exhausted the time for today, and I'll see you guys in my next video. If you want more advice and tips, let me know in the comment section down below. I'll see you there.